knew I was gonna make it to the finals. I talked shit the whole time I was there, told everybody that I was the best fighter there regardless of weight class, and I'm backing it up.
This is the most important fight of my life. So I don't want to come out of this clean skate. Hey, it would be nice to knock him out. It would be nice to submit him quick. Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna happen like that.
Pass his guard, mount him up, hopefully finish him from mount. If I can't, then I'll submit him like I do everybody else after I beat on him.
I expect a war. Just us beating the shit out of each other, and may the best man win. And I think my hand's gonna be raised at the end of that fight.
At this moment in time, Josh is the guy that's standing in front of me trying to take away my UFC dream, to be honest. And if he thinks he's going to take that away from me, he's got another thing coming.
I hate who he is. I hate where he comes from. I hate the way he looks. I hate the way he talks. I hate the things he says. You know, the guy just bugs the shit out of me.
If I wasn't fighting Josh in the final, I'd probably have much nicer things to say about him. But if I'm fighting him, I just think negative about the guy. I just want to crush him.
All we're going to see on the night of the finals is just a one-on-one rendition of the Boston Tea Party. So I'm going to send the kid home.
Me fighting at 155 pounds, this is where I belong, and I'm going to make a statement, and Sam Stout's going to be the example.
I'm really happy to hear him say that because, you know, that's the kind of overconfidence that's going to get him in trouble.
When he's on his back and I'm pounding his face in and I'm going for a submission, we'll see if he thinks he's going to knock me out.
I don't think Kenny Florian's going to be able to take me down. My prediction, I'm going to knock his ass out.
It's the night we have been waiting for here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino has an extra long and an extra special buzz here tonight because this joint is sold out and it's jumping because you know what's on the line tonight? 2 contracts worth 6 figures each. His body may be well decorated with his own ink, but this team's Shamrock fighter, Mike Nichols, can battle. He faces Wes Combs, former Marine, a man who has served his country. So one of the veterans from The Ultimate Fighter 3 takes on UFC newcomer Wes Combs. Perfect mixed martial arts record of 12-0. Nichols does have a slight reach advantage. They both weighed in at 205 pounds. For the official introductions of this light heavyweight matchup, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. This man is a Valley Judo fighter who holds a perfect professional record of 12 wins with no losses. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, he weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Victorville, California, Wes the Soldier And now introducing his opponent standing in the red corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter who holds a professional record of 3 wins with 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, Mike Nichols. action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Mario Yamasaki.
So Mike Nichols from The Ultimate Fighter 3 takes on the soldier Wes Combs. Nichols loves the ground game,
guys. Are you ready?
and Combs would like to keep this fight standing. And here we go! Nichols was extremely embarrassed by his performance on The Ultimate Fighter 3 and his loss to Matt Hamill. He has something to prove, a little redemption on his mind tonight, Joe.
Yeah, for sure. Wes Combs has got some
just
big
firing
punches,
some
kicks.
uppercuts.
He's got some power.
Combs working the uppercut, clinching the back of the neck of Mike Nichols down to add some force to those strikes.
Yeah.
Nichols is staying in there, though.
Mike Nichols is taking some powerful punches from Wes Combs, though. He definitely wants to get this fight to the ground as quickly as he can.
Nichols also has a clinch on the backside of Combs' neck, and it seems like Nichols would be a better served to release from this position, but it looks as if he's trying to set up a knee.
I think he's just got to hang on to keep him from getting some distance and getting some real bombs off. I don't think he likes to stand up with this guy at all.
Well, he is a jiu-jitsu man at heart as he tries to work it here in round number 1. He has gotten away, and now it's Nichols who's the aggressor, and Combs was backpedaling.
Oh, that was a big mistake. Wes Combs got on top of him. He jumped up to try to get some. It looked like he was trying to take him down or something, but Nichols has got him now. Wes stands back up.
Combs spent 4 years in the Marine Corps. He has fought and had great success on many of the smaller shows in mixed martial arts, but this is a big step up against Mike Nichols here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship venue tonight.
He looks tired. Mike Nichols has his back, and Wes Combs looks very tired. It might be a case of octagon shock. We've seen it happen many times. Guys in their first performance in the octagon just wear out really quickly from this big adrenaline dump that you get.
Could have been octagon shock even though it was on the Ultimate Fighter, even for Mike Nichols when he took on and lost to Matt Hamill.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you know, these guys, I mean, they fight in these small shows, then all of a sudden they realize, oh my God, I'm in front of millions of people. Mike Nichols is reacting much better now than his first. Obviously, he's not fighting Matt Hamill, who's a fantastic wrestler, but he is reacting much better in this performance so far. And Wes looks very tired. He's not doing anything. Look at him. He's just holding onto that leg and trying to regain his feet. Oh, look at this. He got a hold of Matt. Oh, very interesting.
Down they go again.
Very interesting, but it allowed Mike Nichols to take his back.
Nichols was part of Team Shamrock.
He's got a hook. He's got both hooks in.
When Dana White looked for a few fighters to return after some injuries were suffered, Nichols would have loved to go back and fight for Ken Shamrock again, but he had a broken nose at the time and could not continue in the competition of the Ultimate Fighter.
All right, Mike Nichols is a very good jiu-jitsu fighter. He has got Wes Combs back. He's got him flattened out. He's got both hooks in. This is probably going to be the end of it.
Trying to finish the fight here to take out the soldier. 3 minutes in. Yamasaki's right on top of the action. Can Combs intelligently defend himself? Or will Nichols reign supreme?
If Mike Nichols just, he's got the choke in. He's got it now.
It's all
Very
over.
nice.
It is all
Very
over.
nice.
What a show. What a statement of redemption put on by Mike Nichols.
Very nice. It looked like he was in trouble in the beginning there. Wes Combs was throwing some heavy leather, but Mike Nichols did a really good job of controlling him, getting the fight to the ground, and ultimately finishing him. Here's the replay here. These punches just softens him up, throws some punches to the body, a few to the head, and then snakes that arm underneath, grabs hold of the bicep for kind of an unorthodox rear naked choke. Usually you put your hand behind the opponent's head, but he decided to hold on to the side of his head like an arm triangle.
So Mike Nichols in his UFC debut is victorious over Wes the Soldier Combs.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes 10 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Mike Nichols.
Matt Hamill's story is incredible. It is inspiring. He was the first overall pick chosen by Tito Ortiz. He puts his high praise to the test tonight against Team Shamrock's Jesse Forbes. So a battle of 205-pound fighters. Matt Hamill, 8 years the elder of Jesse Forbes. Jesse Forbes was pretty feisty in the Ultimate Fighter house, and Matt Hamill had his own battles to try to overcome. Now they collide in the octagon. Official introductions once again come your way via Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 2 wins with 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of Tempe, Arizona, Jesse Kid Hercules Forbes. And now introducing his opponent standing in the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 2 wins with no losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Matt the Hammer Hamill. When the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Yves Lavigne.
So Yves Lavigne, our referee, as we get set for a good grudge match here between Jesse Forbes and Matt Hamill. Another matchup of a Team Ortiz fighter against that man, a Team Shamrock fighter. Matt Hamill, what an incredible story.
Are you ready? Fight!
And here we go. Tito Ortiz told me yesterday, Joe, that no disrespect to the other competitors who are in the Ultimate Fighter final tonight, but if he believes if Matt Hamill would have been 100%, he would be fighting for the contract this evening.
Yeah, well, Matt Hamill is known as a phenomenal international wrestler. He's a very, very powerful wrestler. Jesse Forbes is an All-American. He's a very good wrestler, but as Matt Hamill said, he doesn't believe that he's in the same class. However, this is not wrestling. This is mixed martial arts. When you throw in punches and takedowns and knees and kicks all together in one big mix, it's amazing what comes out of it. Good punches there by Matt Hamill.
He had suspect striking on the show, much better displayed right there.
Push the head! Push the head!
And there's the takedown by Matt Hamill.
Yeah, Matt Hamill just pulled him to the ground there. And that's, I think, what we're going to see. When the two of them compare their strengths, Matt Hamill's strength and Jesse's strength are both wrestling. And Matt's strength is much greater than Jesse's strength.
It'll be interesting to see what Forbes does here. Again, as you mentioned, he does have a wrestling background as well. Forbes was fortunate enough to return and have a semi-final appearance in which he was defeated by Josh Haynes. He lacked a little bit of submissions, lacked a little bit of conditioning on the show. Forbes went to try to change all that back in the heat of the desert in Tempe, Arizona.
Forbes said that he trained for this fight stand up mostly. He wanted to stand up with Matt. That's what he wanted to do. Keep the fight on his feet, but now he finds himself on his back. And I'm very curious to see if he trained a lot off his back. See what kind of a guard he has. It's very rare that wrestlers develop a good guard because they just don't spend that much time on their back in training. They like to be on top. It feels like a dominant position for them.
Tito Ortiz spoke at great length about Matt Hamill, of course, during the show, The Ultimate Fighter 3, and also yesterday to me, just said, this kid's tremendous. 8 months into it, he's good already. He said Tito was taken down more in practice by Matt Hamill over the last 6 months or so, Joe, than anybody he's ever trained with. He took down Forbes with these, but they'll stand him up because of the inactivity.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when Tito was injured for his fight with Forrest Griffin, it was from training with Matt Hamill. He hurt his knee and he hurt his back training with Matt. But, you know, when Matt got Jesse Forbes down, he didn't do anything. He didn't try to pass. He threw some punches, but they weren't that good. I mean, it's just good uppercut right there. There's no damage. He's throwing some damage right here. Good dirty boxing by Matt Hamill.
Now that comes out of his time spent in Cincinnati with Rich Franklin. And the boys there, Rich Franklin, our middleweight champion, Tito Ortiz, a very interested bystander here. It's a Shamrock against Ortiz fight.
Matt Hamill's doing very well in the clinch, grabbing the back of Jesse's head and punching with those uppercuts.
Now remember, Matt Hamill is deaf, and so Tito Ortiz, instead of yelling right now, obviously, is trying to throw some hand signals. Watch with the hands up right now. Tito trying to communicate if he can get Matt's line of sight, because you can't yell instructions to Matt Hamill.
Well, you definitely don't want to take your eye off your opponent, though. I mean, I guess Matt's probably used to that since his coaches can't talk to him. Good uppercuts by Matt. Jesse fell to his back there. He went down voluntarily, it looked like.
Now, the one thing a great wrestler can do is control, and right now, Matt Hamill is controlling where this fight takes place.
He is supposedly ridiculously strong when guys roll with him. They're just shocked by how powerful he is. And according to Tate Fletcher, he told me that Matt eats mostly peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
We saw that when he was injured on the show.
And he says the protein is in the peanut butter.
Didn't Danny Abadi bring him peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and take a little heat for that?
I believe he
I didn't
did.
notice Tate Fletcher bringing him any peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
He's probably trying to keep him weak.
Jesse, fight him, please.
Hamill was up in Big Bear with Solomon Hutcherson and Kendall Grove, Joe Stevenson, Quentin Jackson, Josh Berkman, all in Tito's camp. Tito preparing to fight Ken in a couple of weeks. Matt preparing for a huge opportunity here tonight.
All right, here's an opportunity. Jesse's legs are wide open, and Matt is still not trying to pass. He's just punching him from there. I mean, he's doing damage, he's hurting him, but this is not a dominant position. Jesse is still able to somewhat defend himself. He gets the legs in the way. I mean, he's getting punched, but none of these are dangerous punches. He's defending himself. None of these are really, really hurting him. What Jesse's got to do here is either clinch and get full guard, and what Matt's got to do here is somehow or another get past these two legs. He's got to try. I mean, the legs are wide open. If he wanted to pass right now, he could easily posture up, push one of those legs down, and get to either side. Jesse's a beaten man right here. And still Matt is just landing punches and elbows.
He may finish it here, and he does. They have stopped the fight, and Matt Hamill wins in the first round. He won. Matt Hamill had to check with Yves Levine to make sure that he was victorious, and he was. Matt Hamill making his UFC debut, and he controlled it, Joe.
Very powerful guy. I mean, you can see he just overwhelmed Jesse physically.
Well, the love and affection between Tito Ortiz and Matt Hamill, and what Tito told me is the thing he loves about Matt Hamill being deaf, he says he's always been the underdog in life. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes 47 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by TKO, Matt the Hammer Hamill.
Will be well represented. Solomon Hutcherson has personality, lots of it, but do his skills match his talk? He better hope so, because tonight's opponent wouldn't mind silencing him. The battle of middleweights here, and Hutcherson is 8 years the elder of Luigi Fioravanti. But don't let the name fool you. He was born in St. Petersburg, Florida, and still lives in the Sunshine State. He's shorter, but the reach is identical. Official introductions from the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 8 wins with 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 187 pounds. Fighting out of Orlando, Florida, Luigi Fioravanti. And now introducing his opponent, standing in the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 10 wins with 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Racine, Wisconsin, Solomon King Hutcherson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Steve Mazzagatti.
The sights and sounds of the Ultimate Fighting Championship here from the joint at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan set for Solomon Hutcherson and Luigi Fioravanti.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Bring it on, come on!
Here we go! You know King Solomon wants to send a message. Really aggressive early is Hutcherson.
Yeah, nice kick to start it off with.
Conditioning was a huge problem for him on the Ultimate Fighter 3, but he was up in Big Bear with Kendall Grove and Matt Hamill, Joe Stevenson, Josh Berkman, Quentin Jackson, of course, Tito Ortiz, his coach.
Kind of interesting because Ken Shamrock was his coach on the television show.
Mm-hmm. And part of that was, A, Tito wanted to give Solomon a chance, and secondly, he said to me he wanted Kendall Grove to be as comfortable as he could be as he prepared to try to win a six-figure contract. So bringing up his best friend from the show made Kendall feel comfortable about it.
That was very cool, and a lot of people, quite frankly, just were not happy with the way Ken Shamrock trained the fighters on that show, and I believe Solomon was one of them. Luigi, we saw him first against Chris Lieben, which is a crazy debut fight. I mean, talk about having the odds stacked against you, but he made it to a decision, lost a decision to Chris Lieben, but he showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of technique. He's a very good fighter, and he's getting his second chance in the octagon tonight.
And he takes this fight on about a week and a half's notice. Just took a fight in Canada on short notice and was victorious, so he was ready to come out and battle again.
Well, plus he's out of the American top team, and those guys are always in great shape, constantly training, have a huge arsenal of guys to train with.
Oh, good knee, but the leg is discovered and thrown down to the ground by Luigi Fioravanti.
Now let's see if Luigi passes here. He's stuck in Solomon's guard. And we see this over and over again where, there we go. Nice, beautiful, that's what I'm talking about.
What
now
will Solomon do here? Can he avoid being submitted by the rear naked choke?
So much better position. See, right there we went from, a position where a guy can land little punches to a position where Solomon's in some deep trouble. Luigi's got his back. He's raining down punches, and Solomon's up.
And Solomon throws Luigi down.
Oh, look at that.
Luigi rolls right to his back. Was Fioravanti.
And that was because of the over-under. You see how he's got the grips? Oh, and he lost it there. Big
good perseverance by Hutcherson.
He's showing a marked improvement from the way he was fighting on The Ultimate Fighter.
Tito said he thinks that he's still young as far as fighters are concerned because he didn't have a ton of wear and tear on his body. 12 mixed martial arts battles at 33 years old. Lots to learn, but improved his submission defense as we saw there, Joe.
Yeah, Luigi looks very calm here. Looks like he's going to try to sweep. He's got double underhooks, and that double underhooks from the butterfly guard, what he wants to do is go one overhook and one underhook is the best place from there. But from the half guard, double underhooks is the best place to be.
And Hutcherson, despite his cardio problems, when fighting for Team Shamrock, when he was defeated by Rory Singer, was pretty good in the first round, but then he dropped the hands, he got caught with the high kick.
And that also could be part of the cardio. Looks like he's going for a triangle here, tries for an omoplata, loses that, back to his feet, takes a knee. Yeah, Solomon is showing definite improvement in his conditioning. He's really pushing the pace here.
Well, if you're going to get one thing out of training with Tito Ortiz and Big Bear, it's conditioning.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, they swing and they get a hammer thrown by the King Solomon Hutcherson. He connected with the big left.
Luigi showed a great chin in his fights in the fight with Chris Lieben. He took some big punches from Lieben. He was able to weather the storm. He's got great composure. Like I said, Solomon's training with Tito Ortiz, but Luigi is with an excellent team as well, an American top team.
No question about it. Solomon, of course, was selected by Ken Shamrock on The Ultimate Fighter, but he had that Team Dagger thing happening with Kendall Grove, that secret bond. What that amounted to, no one knows, but it was pretty cool to watch him do.
Oh, big left hook!
Down he goes, and it is all
That
over.
is it! Short
There's a
left
dagger.
hook!
Bam! You want to speak of a dagger? How about that one?
Wow.
Luigi Fioravanti knocks out Solomon Hutcherson.
Wow, very nice technique. Short left hook. Luigi caught him coming in with his hands down, clipped him right on the butt. Wow. All right, let's take a look at this again. Coming in with his hands down, bang, short left hook, drops him. He's out of it right there, and then Luigi follows up with the right hand. Look at this beautiful left hook. Short, no arm swing, no big movement of the body, just short, tight technique, throws the left hook, finishes him up with the right hand. Very nice job by Luigi Fioravanti.
And he caught a left from Hutcherson. He answered with a bigger one. He is victorious. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 15 seconds of round number 1. For the winner by knockout, Luigi Fioravanti.
He's one of the best of BC. British Columbia. Caleb Starnes cruised to the Ultimate Fighter 3 semifinals, but his run was abruptly halted. Will Danny Abadi issue him a punishment tonight? Take a look at this middleweight matchup between Danny Abadi, who fights out of Orlando. He was born in Amman, Jordan. He is much younger than the Canadian Caleb Starnes. And again, there's a height advantage for Starnes, but not a reach advantage. Let's get it to Bruce Buffer for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 2 wins with 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 184 pounds. Fighting out of Orlando, Florida, Danny the Assassin Abadi. And now introducing his opponent standing in the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 8 wins with 1 loss and 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, Caleb Starnes. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Mario Yamasaki.
So the Canadians are well represented here. A big cheer for Caleb Starnes from Surrey, British Columbia. That's a suburb of Vancouver as he takes on Danny Abadi.
Are you ready? Let's go!
And it is underway. Starnes had a very strong performance against Kendall Grove in the Ultimate Fighter semifinals, but lost due to a rib injury.
Watch the shorts. Go grab the shorts.
Caleb's got the clinch, looking for the takedown. Even though Caleb lost in the semifinals, I was more impressed by his first performance than any other performance of any other fighter on this season of the Ultimate Fighter. He's a tremendous jiu-jitsu fighter, very composed, very intelligent guy. And when he gets you on the ground, you're in some deep trouble.
He's an avid reader of poetry and linguistics, and as you mentioned, a very intelligent man who really has an intelligent approach to this fight game. Abadi trying to work the high kicks. Of course, he's a 4-star Taekwondo black belt. Very good striker. But is he ready for mixed martial arts? And when he's clinched and when he's taken down, if he does get taken down, what does he do there? Striking is undeniable, though, Joe.
Watch the short.
His striking is good. Taekwondo is not the best style for striking. It is a good style. It's where I started. And one of the first things I learned when I started kickboxing is 90% of what you do in Taekwondo is useless when guys are punching you in the face. There's a lot of techniques they use in Taekwondo that they're just not really realistic. And the Ultimate Fighting Championship and mixed martial arts is all about realism. This is real fighting. And Taekwondo is a type of fighting.
Good takedown, sweeping the leg is Caleb Starnes.
This is a bad spot for Danny Abadi right now.
You know, the interesting thing is Abadi did have it on the fetus should he try to target that rib of Caleb Starnes, because it was seriously hurt. He won't be able to target the rib, though, in this particular position.
Yeah, I mean, only Caleb can tell you how much it's healed and how injured it is right now, but he's in his spot right now. Caleb wants to be on top. He's going to soften him up here and probably look to pass the half guard. He can get his leg out easily. Danny's not locking it down. He's not holding him in that position. He's just got his legs draped over over Caleb's leg.
You know, the interesting thing is that Caleb was a little upset with Ken Shamrock after his loss to Kendall Grove due to the rib injury. He thought Ken kind of dismissed the rib injury. It was a serious rib injury with cartilage damage and so much more, Joe.
Yeah, his rib had separated from his sternum. It was a very serious injury. He's mounted him now. Bad
Shamrock
spot for Danny.
Very supportive from the stands here for, though, a member of his team during the Ultimate Fighter 3. Caleb Starnes doing a great job on top. Full mount, as Joe mentioned now. This one could be very close to conclusion.
Yeah, Caleb has a very good mount.
He's teeing off now.
Over, he's going to take his back. There it is. He's got a hook. He's got the rear naked choke in. He's going to get his first.
It's all over.
That's it.
Rear naked choke. Victory, Caleb Starnes.
Like I said before, Caleb was the most impressive to me out of all the guys that I saw on that show. He seemed the most composed, the most professional, and the most complete. Very intelligent fighter and excellent technique on the ground.
Let's get the official decision from Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes 56 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Caleb Starr.
Emerging from the shadows of his star pupil Forrest Griffin, Rory Singer has proven he has a skill set of his own. Ross Boynton has proven to everyone that he is a gamer. Rory Singer, 2 years older than the Brit Ross Boynton. He does have a sizable reach advantage, but striking is not really the strength of Rory Singer's game. It is, though, the strength of Ross Boynton. Official introductions, as always, from the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. This man is a striker. He holds a professional record of 4 wins with 7 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 184 pounds. Fighting out of Stoke-on-Trent, England, Ross the Gladiator Boynton. And now introducing his opponent standing in the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 9 wins with 6 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Athens, Georgia, Rory Outburst Singer. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Yves Levine.
So our referee, Yves Levine, as we get set for a middleweight confrontation between the hard-hitting Ross Boynton and Rory Singer. Rory and his brother Adam, longtime trainers of Forrest Griffin.
Are you ready? Fight!
And Ross is ever so popular. He's going to try to swing for the fences immediately.
Yeah, he's got a big right hand. When he fought in the finals, he rocked Mike Bisping with it.
Good answer by Singer.
Oh,
down he goes. He's rocked, but he's trying to get into the guard, looking for submission, and he pulled the arm right through to Ross Boynton.
Good job by Ross, but he got trapped right back into the full guard. And Rory has a dangerous full guard. He's got the triangle locked down. He's got it in.
Looking to finish quickly.
He's got it locked up.
Can he submit Rory Singer? Can he submit Ross Boynton? Yes, he has. Submission victory. Rory Singer.
Very quick triangle. Very nice.
He was definitively rocked, Joe, but he went right into guard, worked right into a submission, and that is why this game of mixed martial arts is just so crazy.
Come on, let it go, come on.
Now there's a little chatter going on from the corner of Ross Boynton to Rory Singer, but Rory Singer has definitely shown some redemption here tonight after his disappointments on the show.
Let's take a look at the replay. You see Rory locks in that triangle. Ross left his arm in there for a while. Didn't try to pull out of it, just tried to punch. Rory locks in the triangle, cinches it up nice and tight, and pulls on the arm at the same time. Very nice triangle by Rory Singer.
So Rory Singer has an outburst here, an outburst in victory, as a disappointed Ross Boynton congratulates him back. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 44 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by tap out due to a triangle choke, Rory Outburst Singer.
The Dean of Bean, Keith Jardine, takes on on the former bounty hunter, and he is set to call in UFC newcomer Wilson Govea's debt. I suppose we will soon find out. It is the American Keith Jardine against the Brazilian Wilson Govea. Jardine is 3 years the elder. Everything else is pretty identical. The veteran voice of the Octagon, here is Bruce Buffer.
From the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's time to begin our first bout of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter who holds a professional record of 6 wins with 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Wilson Govea. And now introducing his opponent standing in the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 10 wins with 3 losses and 1 draw. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, he weighed in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Keith, the Dean of Mean, And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Mario Yamasaki.
A battle of a tough veteran, the Ultimate Fighter veteran Keith Jardine against Wilson Govea, and here we go. Jardine, as we talked about, feels very robbed, if you will, by the decision loss to Stephan Bonner. He's now empowered to win here tonight.
This with a leg kick by Jardine. Jardine's got some excellent leg kicks.
Jardine worked as a personal trainer, a wildland firefighter, football coach, a minor, and yes, a bounty hunter. Now he is training full-time in the art of mixed martial arts. And Govea, the Brazilian native, now with the American top team, and they can produce some serious fighters.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of the best camps in mixed martial arts today. Great boxing trainers, great jiu-jitsu trainers, and Dan Lambert, the guy who funds it all, just put together just a phenomenal team.
For this battle against Keith Jardine, Govea has really been working on his striking. He still knows he's better on the ground than up, so he may be looking for a takedown, or he may even let himself be taken down, but I think Jardine wants to throw some leather. There's one of those great kicks you talked about, though.
Yeah, Govea's got great leg kicks as well. Jardine really used him excellently against Stephan Bonner. He a lot of damage to Stephan Bonner's legs.
So the kick by Jardine earlier, now a kick by Govea here. And really working the Muay Thai, as I mentioned, is Wilson Govea.
This is my first time seeing Govea, but he's very smooth on his feet. Good angles.
No problem there. Just packed up neatly. Blocked the kick with the arm.
Nice
and
inside.
Already bloodied up is Keith Jardine.
Yeah. Taking a couple of jabs.
Govea tried to fake with the left and finish with the right, quick hands, but nothing answered. Govea really does a good job, Joe, of keeping that chin tucked in. See how he tucks his chin?
Yeah, keeps the shoulders up high, chin tucked, very classic Muay Thai stance.
Oh, that one caught him too. Did you see the wince on the face of Keith Jardine?
Yeah, he checked that and but caught it right on the knee. Sometimes that's worse than checking. I think again right on the knee. Another one right in the same spot.
To some of our new viewers, you may not realize the force behind those kicks. Pedro Hizzo once told me, Randy Couture once told me, that he was kicked by Pedro Hizzo. It was like getting hit by a baseball bat.
And Pedro has some of the most devastating leg kicks in all of mixed martial arts. It's the thing about it, it's the shin. The shin comes slamming down to the meat of the leg, or in this case with Jardine, it's right above the bone. He's hitting him right on the knee joint.
You just chop a guy down, but then if you drop down and try to block the kick with your arm, you leave yourself exposed for a punch and a knockout. So you gotta be careful. That's what makes mixed martial arts different. in the other combat sports. You have to be prepared for every element.
Jardine is already walking on unsteady legs from those leg kicks.
Yeah, and another one.
He's limping around a little. If you watch him, he does not look like he has as much bounce as he had. See how he moved back there and kind of stumbled? He does not look like he's got as much bounce in that left leg. Oh.
And another good kick. Gouveia is really teeing off, and he looks very sharp with his strikes here in round number 1.
Yeah, he is much sharper on his feet here than Jardine. Very smooth, very technical.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who has broadened the horizon of his game with his concentration on Muay Thai, working with Howard Davis and Ricardo Laboria, back at American Top Team in Orlando, Florida, outside of Orlando, Coconut Creek, and a little bit of gamesmanship here.
Yeah, he's really hurting Jardine with these leg kicks, though. And as he moved away, Jardine tried to catch up to him, but you could tell.
Well, and that's going to also hurt Jardine if Jardine tries to push off the leg to try to fire. If he tries to throw a punch and spin on the hip, he doesn't have that same support he had when we started.
And if he decides to try to take the fight to the ground, he's not going to have the same explosiveness for his shoot.
And you want to think that he would not want to take it to the ground against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but he's losing the striking game right now.
Yeah. Well, he is a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu as well, but who knows who's the better grappler, but for sure right now, Gouveia seems to be the better striker.
Oh, he caught him again in that same spot. You see a welt just over the left knee of Keith Jardine. 32 seconds remains in round 1. And kicking apart Jardine with precision accuracy, Wilson Gouveia, and now we go down.
And Gouveia decides to take it to the ground. Interesting. He's completely dominating the stand-up. Had Jardine in some serious trouble with those leg kicks.
UFC debut for Wilson Gouveia. And I'll tell you what, this first round could not have gone any better for the young Brazilian.
Let's take a look at some of those leg kicks from Gouveia. There's one, there's two, shin right to the leg, over and over again in the same spot. You can see the discoloration all around his knee. That's from the shin of Gouveia.
Jardine's a gamer, though. He has proven that to us over and over again.
For sure, and he is from an excellent camp as well. Greg Jackson's camp out of New Mexico. Some fantastic fighters out of there. Joey Villasenor.
The Ultimate Fighter 1 middleweight champion, Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, and just an excellent camp.
And Jardine actually was defeated on the Ultimate Fighter 2 by the eventual heavyweight champion, Rashad Evans.
Some payback from Keith Jardine. He's landed a few good leg kicks of his own.
Looks like he's pressing forward a little bit more here in the second round.
Well, I'm sure Greg Jackson told him he can't just stay there and eat those kicks. And he's got a great leg kick of his own. Fire back. He just got nailed with another one.
Yep.
Jardine pressing the action.
Oh, and he stepped in quickly again. Jardine seems to have a little more jump in his step now, Joe.
I think he's just really trying to push it and keep Gouveia back on his heels, keep him guessing. Don't let him set himself and get comfortable and make sure that he doesn't keep landing that leg kick over and over again.
Jardine pushing forward again, high kick misses. Gouveia extremely comfortable when he retreats.
Yeah, he's very technically sound. You see the way he moves, there's nothing amateurish about his movements. Great angles, hands are always up high. Very smooth technical striker.
You know, when preparing for this fight, the one thing that I was told about Wilson Gouveia is oftentimes he's a very strong starter, but then he fades a little bit, and he came out strong tonight. Could he be fading a little bit, at least with his aggressiveness here in round 2?
It is possible, and maybe that's the knock on him, and maybe Jardine knows that as well.
Jardine did weather what was a pretty healthy storm. Round 1 undoubtedly going to Wilson Gouveia. Remember, if we do go to the judges' scorecard, 3 judges will score the bout on a 10-point must-scoring system. There's the big kick you talked about from Jardine.
Very nice. And another one. Oh, but he slips, and now he's down. Gouveia's got him in half guard.
3 judges score our bouts here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, a 10-point must-scoring system.
Nice.
Based on aggressive grappling, striking, and octagon control.
Good job taking it back. Good job taking it back to the feet by Jardine. Gouveia seemed to just let him up, though. That might be what you were talking about before. He might be fading.
You could make the argument that round 2 so far belongs to the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine.
I would say it does. And you know what? We've seen Keith Jardine in wars. With Mike Whitehead, he never stopped. He kept going for the entire fight. Same thing with Stephan Bonner. Same thing every time we've seen him in the octagon. He's very well-conditioned. Again, another nice leg kick. Very well-conditioned fighter.
That was a great battle he had against Stephan Bonner back here on April 6th of this year.
Gouveia's mouth is wide open. He's breathing very hard. He's breathing through his mouth. The opening round, he had his jaw clenched, breathing through the nose. He's gassing now, and he just got hit with a right hand.
Yeah, he's got to be careful because, trust me, Keith Jardine has knockout power. High kick lands by Jardine. Gouveia shook it off.
Yeah,
but it
well,
sent a message.
When they shake and shit nothing, that was nothing. It always means it was something.
Just over a minute remains in our second round. This fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Jardine is in the blue, black, and red trunks. Gouveia is in the darker trunks. Now the green trunks with the black stripe.
Jardine's finding a home for that right leg kick. Again, nice.
Pressing forward is the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine. He's got him sized up now. Great combinations.
Now Gouveia's starting to limp a little. You see him?
And that time he didn't shake it off either.
Yeah, he is. He's favoring that left leg now. Oh.
And an accidental groin strike.
I didn't see that.
And so all the time that is needed by Wilson Gouveia will be given to him.
I would like to see that in the replay. Let's take a look at that and see where that landed. Ooh, right on the package.
Ouch.
Not so nice. Obviously an accident, but painful nonetheless.
Gouveia trying to say to Jardine, no worries, accidental. He catches his breath. He could have taken all the time he needed to recover. He feels recovered now. And there's only about 20 seconds remaining in round number 1.
That might not have been a good
round number 2,
move.
pardon me.
He should have probably waited a little while. Looks like he's kind of tired as it is. If you notice, again with that leg kick, Gouveia has tape on his back. If you notice, strange straight lines of tape. He's been having some back problems lately, and it is some Japanese method of support. And again, another leg kick by Jardine. Keith Jardine winning that second round, in my opinion, doing very well, and Gouveia seems to be fading.
Deep press, deep press.
Great second round for Jardine.
He's folding, bro. He's folding.
Yeah, he weathered the storm in the first round and came back and gave Gouveia a taste of his own medicine and might have inflicted more damage in the second round than Gouveia did in the first with the same technique, the leg kick.
Take some things, stay tight. Vamos pra acabar. 5 minutos, não é nada. Pensa no teu filho, tá?
See Ricardo Laborio giving Gouveia some advice. Gouveia looks very weary.
Tá bom? Vambora, let's go. Are you ready?
So Gouveia needs to reverse his fortunes here in round 3, and he looks absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, he really does. And this also could be a case of what we've talked about many times before, octagon shock. The first fight in the octagon, guys get so nervous, a big adrenaline dump. They think about the millions of people watching them, and they don't perform up to their potential.
Another high kick by Jardine. Good kick by Gouveia, and that one left a mark.
Yeah, that one was
Look at
very
him
hard.
limping. Look at him limping right now.
Yeah, he's very tender on his feet right now.
Oh, pushing forward this time is Gouveia. So it looks a lot like round number 1 here to begin round number 3.
And a nice one by Jardine there. These guys are going to be walking badly tomorrow.
Nobody thinking about the ground game here inside the octagon. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, glad to be with you. 2 contracts will be awarded tonight into the Ultimate Fighting Championship. And another landing of the leg right in the same spot on Keith Jardine's left leg.
Jardine's left leg is really suspect right now. A couple more and he could go down from these. He's really limping badly. He takes a head kick and a good right hand. Right now, it's a matter of whether Gouveia looks very determined, whether he has the endurance to capitalize on this.
Jardine pressing forward now, has his opponent pushed up against the fence. Gouveia dances away.
Good punches by Jardine.
Gouveia walking right in. Jardine would love to finish it and get a little ice on that left leg. Randy Couture went through months of rehab after his one fight with Pedro Hizzo because of the leg kicks.
And Keith Jardine goes to the takedown.
Well, there you go. That's
Very
a good way to
nice.
get off the leg. In the full guard of Wilson Gouveia. This fight is razor close right now.
He is
Joe.
bleeding all over the place. Wilson Gouveia is covered in Keith Jardine's blood. He's going for a triangle. It's going to be very hard to catch Keith Jardine in a submission.
He's slippery from the sweat. He's slippery from the blood.
And he's very seasoned.
Yep, absolutely.
He is a
Both, as
black
you
belt in
said,
jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely. Have great ground skills and great backgrounds on the ground.
As immediately as Gouveia rolls, he turns his hips. Keith follows him. He's no rookie. He's
They're
not going to
back
get
to
caught.
their feet.
Gouveia's pressing forward. Another leg kick by Jardine.
And
big
down
right
goes
hand.
Jardine, but he's right back up.
It's
what
hard-
a battle.
Hard to tell from that angle where that hit. If that was a slip or if that was a knockdown. But Jardine is bloodied.
Jardine continuing with the combinations. Left, right, left, right. Gouveia leading with that right leg.
And if I was in Gouveia's corner, I'd just be screaming leg kick. How many more of those can Keith Jardine take?
And look at Jardine even has the hand down a little bit, the left hand down a little bit now.
And he lands a leg kick of his own. I don't think he wants to block it with his arm. I don't think that's why. I mean, the correct way to do it is to check it, to lift it up and to take it on the shin.
But you leave that hand down, you're vulnerable to the right.
Yeah, it's not, or a kick to the head. That's another thing that happens all the time. Guys fake with the leg kick and then go to the head.
Looks like Jardine's almost trying to lead him some body shots with that left hand. That time he went for the head. Just over 90 seconds remains in our third and final round. Good kick by Jardine.
This is like a leg kick contest. These guys
Well, who's winning it?
limping. Right now, I would say Jardine.
It doesn't look like he's winning it.
He does not. For sure, I believe he won the second round. The third round, he's landed some good leg kicks. He got a takedown.
Now let's see who's the more aggressive fighter in the last 70 seconds, because that may very well determine who is our winner.
For sure it will.
He caught Gouveia again to Jardine. Mouthpiece gone. And Yamasaki will replace it. Timeout with exactly 1 minute remaining.
Nice little break for Gouveia.
Yep. And
Or
Gouveia, look
Jardine.
at Gouveia too.
Yeah.
Gouveia hands on the knees. He is definitely gassed.
Greg Jackson getting it to him very quickly. He wants him to press it. You see Greg Jackson yelling, go for it. He wants him to press the action. He didn't give Keith any break there.
And remember, Jardine was disappointed in the last time he went to decision against Stephan Bonner. He said he wants to take it out of the judge's hands. He's only got 45 seconds to assure himself of the win here.
Well, if he keeps landing those leg kicks, I believe he's going to pull out the decision. Nice left hook there by Jardine. He's really pushing it now. I mean, really pushing the action.
And the crowd reacts. Toe-to-toe they go under 30 seconds remains in the third and final round.
Gouveia looks very weary.
Came out quick, struggled afterwards, just as advertised.
He threw that kick with no hit. Good left hook by Jardine.
Jardine is on his way to what should be a decision victory.
I believe he pulled it out in this round.
What a battle! 15 minutes, toe-to-toe, here inside the octagon. Wow. And the Iceman Chuck Liddell has to like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Keith, the Dean of Mean Jardine.
So exactly as Joe and I had it, Gouveia won round 1, Jardine won round 2 and round 3, and earned himself the unanimous decision. Here's Joe.
All right, I am here with the winner, Keith Jardine, a very hard-fought victory. It looked like you were taking some hard leg kicks in the first round, but you came back to dish them out yourself in the second and third round.
Yeah, you know, I really got surprised. I came out there, and man, he was fast, man. Took me a while to get used to his speed. I give a lot of credit for him. And then I kind of figured it out, so I delivered my own.
All right, let's take a look and talk us through some of the action in this fight.
I think I'm delivering a leg kick right there. Yeah, they're just me giving some leg kicks, man, no big deal. They hurt a lot worse than they look. But he was pretty good.
How bad did some of the leg kicks he hit you with hurt in the first round?
You know, I had a lot of injuries coming into this fight. I'm definitely not 100%, and that my feet weren't moving the way they should. But I thought that was a pretty pimp win anyway, though.
It was a pretty pimp win. Congratulations. Good job. We look forward to seeing you again. Keith Jardine, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting set for our middleweight final. Who will leave with the six-figure contract? Will it be Ed Herman? And that man with Tito Ortiz is the Hawaiian Kendall Grove. And to a man, everyone from The Ultimate Fighter 3 will tell you that Grove wins most improved. 2 will enter the octagon, only 1 will leave the middleweight Ultimate Fighter. Kendall Grove from Maui, Hawaii also may be the most inspired, the most decorated, and the most well-liked. Ed Herman would like to prove to everyone tonight that his mouth is worthy.
Come on, Jordan, let's go in the kennel. When we got released from the show, I was very happy to get home, to see my lady, to see my dogs, get back to my house, get back to my regular training, my regular life. All right, well, I'm gonna go run. Crystal and I have been together just about a year now. She's cool, she's my girl. She's got a little 3-year-old daughter that I'm helping her raise. I enjoy it a lot, I love kids. Winning this title, winning this contract can make a better life for me and my family all the way around. And help me set my feet in stone for my career. Let me see a 1-2. Team Quest! I'm a full-time coach at Team Quest. I've been coaching about 1.5 years now, and I love it. It's one of my passions.
Yes, right there now. Circle, circle, circle. Come on.
You gotta analyze everything and explain it. My game has improved a ton since I started coaching. It feels good to represent Team Quest and have a chance to bring that contract home. Kendall's freakishly tall, so I'm gonna beat him up on the inside, take him down, pound on him with elbows and punches, pass his guard, mount him up, hopefully finish him from mount. If I can't, then I'll submit him like I do everybody else after I beat on him. Kendall was picked before me, and you know, I expect Tito to be in Kendall's corner, that's fine. I'll go over and give Tito a big smile after I, beat another one of his guys that he picked before me.
Shortly after the show, Tito Ortiz called me and he asked me to help him train for his fight with Forrest. So I started training with him, and ever since then, I've just been training.
Nice, Kendall.
Right now, I'm living here in Vegas with my roommate, Joe Stevenson. He's a really good friend. He's helped me out through the past.
Nice, Kendall. Use that kick.
Dean Lister, Saul Solis, and Tito Ortiz. They opened my eyes to how to train correctly, how to diet correctly, and they taught me how to sacrifice things to be the best. Before I went on the show, Joe would literally smash me. And then when I got off the show, I could hang with him real good. That's when it really sunk in where, whoa, I'm a totally different fighter now.
Dig now, dig now, dig, Kendall.
My boy Akil, he's been my strength and conditioning coach for about my last 6 fights.
Dig!
He physically can't beat the crap out of me, but verbally he'll beat the shit out of me.
Dig!
When I have bad form, he'll whip me with his belt.
Get your ass down!
Put me in check sometimes. It'll all pay off with my hands being raised at the end of that fight. Ed Herman, I hope you trained your ass off, because I ain't gonna be no pushover, I ain't gonna be no easy victory, I ain't gonna be no stepping stone for you. I expect a war, us beating the shit out of each other, and may the best man win. And I think my hand's gonna be raised at the end of that fight.
I'll tell you what, Joe Rogan, this should be a very great fight. And who do you think has the edge going in?
You know, the odds makers have picked Ed Herman, but who knows? This is what I think. I think this is an excellent example of one of the best aspects of the Ultimate Fighter television show, where you got two guys who really have potential, and this is their big break, their chance to shine in the sport. And these guys, both of them are young, they're hungry, they're very talented, very well-rounded, and both of them have a bright future in the game, win or lose.
All right, let's take a look at our tail of the tape, the middleweight final of the Ultimate Fighter 3. The Hawaiian Kendall Grove is 23 years old, 2 years younger than Ed Herman. Now, it is worthy of note that Kendall is 6'6", but does not have a reach advantage. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see who will be the Tuff 3 season middleweight winner and go on to win a six-figure contract with the UFC. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, a Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu fighter. He holds a professional record of 7 wins with 3 losses. Standing 6 feet 6 inches tall, he weighed in at 184 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Maui, Hawaii, Kendall the Spider Grove. And now introducing his opponent standing in the red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter who holds a mixed martial arts record of 13 wins with 2 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 186 pounds. Fighting out of